Hello, welcome to the first Crazy Taxi team walkarounds. For those of you who haven't met me yet, I'm Nick Baines, Game Director on Crazy Taxi. We're going through the planning phase, doing initial design, documentation and general R&D into the project. Over that time we've had quite a bit of work produced, both in art, code and design, and had some really good meetings with people from Sega Europe, Sega Japan. The initial team was around 11 people and we've grown now quite large to around approaching 20. So what I'm going to do in a minute, I'll take you for a walk around the team area and we'll meet everyone, and a few of the guys will talk you through a little bit of their work. Where I'm stood right now, you can see it's empty. This is going to be the Crazy Taxi team area when we expand. Obviously that's going to be in a little while, but here you go, this will be all our empire soon. But for now, all the action's going on down there, so if you follow me, we'll meet a few of the guys. We'll start just here. This is Paul Philpott. He's doing concepts for all the vehicles in the game. One of the things with this game is the cars can be customised now. So as well as actually designing the cars and what they're going to look like, Paul's also looking at the way they can be customised and various ideas for that. There's Jeff Cullen, one of our designers. He's working on mini game ideas, and also at the moment he's starting to flesh out an idea for one of the areas of the city in the game, which is obviously creating a large city is a massive task, and we've got a number of designers working on the general street layouts. Jeff's on that right now. Moving into the jungle, we've got Guy Mills, who's an artist working at the moment on concepting some of the city areas, working through a lot of photographic reference and just general styles and stuff like that. This is Ben McGrath, another artist. Ben's been looking at the idea of how the day-night cycle is going to work, the whole transition between day and night in the city, as well as just looking at general, ways of creating the city itself as well, and working with the editor and the tool chain.
This is a day-night mock-up, which shows us the different lighting for day and night stored on two separate GURAD channels. The graphics aren't final, they're just made from spare parts of other Climax games, but the intention is just to show that we can store the GURAD information on two channels and achieve the results we want through doing that. It means we don't have to load the level twice. So here you see the daytime mock-up, and now if I switch channels, we'll see the nighttime.
Through here, this is Steve Sampson. Steve's been working on character concepts.
Oh yeah.
Created a huge amount of work, and everyone likes it a lot. Drivers and customers, and just some really good stuff being done here. Moving on, this is Robin Scott. Robin's going to be managing all our outsourcing on this project. Because it's such a large game, even with a large team internally, we're going to be having to outsource a lot of the artwork, stuff like the vehicles, some of the buildings in the city, stuff like that. So it's definitely worth getting someone to manage that process from Climax's point of view, because with outsourcing, the more you put into it, the more you get out. So that's what Robin will be doing on Crazy Taxi.
Okay, so we're just starting to put together the first of the actual in-game car assets now. These are the concept documents that Paul Philpott's been doing. This is BD Joe from the original game. This is his cab. We've got the front view here and the rear view there. And so I've been taking these drawings and building up the first model. So this is it, and this is actually the model that will be used for front end stuff. Most probably we'll be taking renders of this and using that to get some nice graphics for the front end, hence it's fairly high res, as you can see. And this is 6,000 tries all in. And our actual in-game loads will be 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, 500 tries, or thereabouts. And she's about 90% textured up now. So there she is, and done quite a lot of detail in the interior and stuff like that so far. It's basically based on a 1960s Chevy Impala, and apart from the undercarriage and the interior, bits of the interior, it's just about getting there now.
Moving into the code area, this is Dan Laufer. Dan's working on the scripting system for the game and just the whole idea of how various things will progress during the day, the kind of calendar of the city, that kind of thing. And so yeah, lots of numbers to look at and get excited on the screen there. Is Andrew. Andrew's working on the city editor right now. The city editor is something we've already in existence in Climax. Obviously, to put it into Crazy Taxi, there's quite a bit of work going into make it right for what we need for this game. So that's Andrew's job for the project. This is Mark Flanagan. Mark's at the moment working on the test bed, the on-screen kind of test area for the designers and artists to try out kind of the idea of scales of road widths and stuff like that, and how the cars work, how the cars look, the scale of the road, the kind of car speeds, things like that. So you can see on Mark's screen right now, it's a really good way for the designers and artists to test their work before we actually go into full production. Here's Rick Coles. I think he's hiding under his desk, but he's doing physics for the game and the car handling and stuff like that. So Rick's really experienced with that, and we're really confident that we're going to get a game that certainly is exactly what we need for Crazy Taxi. Here's Kim. Kim's another coder. The area of the game that Kim's been looking at the moment is the whole traffic system, how the traffic flow is going to work, how they're going to behave at traffic jams and traffic lights and stuff like that. So it's actually a really complex system. This is Dave Jeffries. Dave's focusing initially on the animation side of things for the characters, the customers, getting in and out of cars and stuff like that. And one of the key things about Crazy Taxi has always been the animation and the how alive everything's looked. And I mean, Dave's got a lot of experience in this area, and at the moment he's doing the R&D into that side of things. Phil Yard, the lead programmer, normally sits here. He's off getting married right now. Baylor Knight's here. He's one of our senior programmers. He's generally looking into the render engine at the moment and the kind of limitations that the artists and the designers will be working to, and just generally doing a lot of R&D into the pretty stuff. Moving along, this is Mike Merrin. Mike's the producer on the project. Mike is ultimately responsible for all the schedules and all the various things like that in the game, and it's something I know really excites him, and that's what he's doing right now. Come round again, we're now into what's more the design area. Although I should say Paul Aliff, the lead artist, normally sits here. He's not actually here right now, but I think he'll be talking you through a few things.
Basically, we're right in the beginning of pre-production at the moment, so one of the things we're spending a lot of time on is creating a huge amount of concept artwork. One of those areas in particular is the characters for the game. So we've got some concepts here for the 4 main characters from the original series. This is BD Joe. The idea behind this stuff is kind of to bring them up to date really with sort of modern day fashions and stuff like that, but also to keep the personalities intact from the original. Another one here is Gina. Got Gus and Axel. We're also supporting character customization in this game as well, so we're spending time doing some different outfit concepts for some of the characters. This is another clothing option for the Axel character, and a second clothing option as well. As well as the main characters, we're also looking at expanding on the set of 4 up to 8 characters. So we've got some ideas here for potentially new main player characters. We've got Travis here, Terrell, Roxy, G, Biggie. We've also got some pencil work as well, yet to be coloured, but it's a new character called Edge, but we haven't totally decided on the direction for this one yet, so we've got different examples here. Also we've got the main player cabs as well, so again lots of concept artwork. The idea behind these was very much of designing the vehicles around the personality of the characters. It's really important they go side by side together. Okay, we're also spending quite a bit of time on doing some initial animation tests as well for the game. This is an example of some customers actually getting into the taxi. But as well as this, we're also doing initial tests with walk cycles, runs, kind of the generic animation at the moment you'd expect to see the customers doing.
It's Max Williams. Max is lead designer on the project, and obviously right now a lot of documentation to be prepared, as well as just the logistics of designing everything itself, and also managing the design team and all the other areas of the game. So a lot on his plate, but he's enjoying it.
Okay. The city in Crazy Taxi 24/7 is split up into 6 districts. The 4th district, East Village, we're kind of using as a prototype for the game. This is the street map that's just been done on paper by one of our designers, Alkin, showing different locations. Then Alkin's taken this into Climax London City Editor tool, which we're planning on using for Crazy Taxi, and along with some basic road pieces that have been made up of the right sort of width, he's quite quickly been able to knock up a working model of the city itself, the district rather, of East Village. Okay, so this is the map that I was just showing you in our test bed. It's just basically using the Hot Wheels engine, just at the minute mainly to give the designers a sense of scale and how big they need to make the city. So quite quickly we've been able to get this up and running, where we can start getting a feel of whether we need to make the streets longer, more twisty, and get a feel of how everything fits together.
Is Max Harvey, another designer, another Max. Max at the moment is looking into mini games again and various ideas, trying to try it on paper what we think is going to work, what might not work. I mean, the big thing with mini games really is the fact that a lot of them we're not going to know what's fun until we actually play it, but certainly the more planning we do, the better a feel we can get. So Max is deep in that right now. Okay, here is where Alkan Hassan normally sits. He's another one of our designers. He's actually off work today, so he's not here, but yeah, another one of the design team. Is Dan Riley. Dan's looking at again coming up with basic designs and layouts for the city, as well as Dan. Nothing else Dan's been involved with is working with the other Dan in the code team, Dan Lauf, on the whole scripting system and from a design perspective what we need exactly. So that's Dan. And then finally for today, this is Guy. Guy's been going through some animation tests for just various things like walking, running, getting in and out of car and stuff like that. Again, working quite closely with Dave Jeffries and just defining various rules for the animation in the game. Okay, well that's the walk around for today. I hope you found it really informative, and we're doing these around once every month, so you'll be able to see exactly what's going on as we expand and continue to work on Crazy Taxi. So see you soon.